If you're here from the previous video, welcome back. And if you haven't checked the previous video of Bob Newbie's remake, be sure to check that out. The link is in the description. And let's get into it. We can already start with removing everything so that we can get Betty's form right and her head right. Removing everything from there. So first up, we can give her hair that we can start with. I like these pixie cuts, they're very nice. We're doing like a short haircut. No, not that. I think this is perfect. Do we like that? No, this is perfect. Let's use that one. So now we can go in. I want to change also her eyebrows because from the looks of it, Betty's eyebrows are quite thin, but very neutral. It's not an angry brow like we did for Bob. But I think that Betty kind of would have such eyebrows. But we can do like a black dyed eyebrows, like a thin neutral dark brow, and then we go over to nose. Let me see what we have here. So this is the original. This is how I imagine it to be. I also think that Betty's eyes, I would say, is a little bit darker, but I would also almost think that she would have brown eyes. Or like such a nice... I like that a lot. That's quite nice. I like these eyes. I think the mouth works. Very well, and I do think that her jaw is very nice. So we want to keep the jawline like nice, but we also don't want to make her look too masculine. Is the nose too big? Maybe. I like that as a base. I really like that. How do I find lashes? Here. I do think that I normally use these custom content lashes by Twisted Cat, but since we are trying to not use like custom content for this, I think that I would use these lashes, but it's so thick. I'm not sure if I really like the lashes. Why do the lashes of the Sims always look like eyeliner? Is it eyeliner? No, it isn't. Then we just roll with it. Want to give her like a nice wing, but also want to give her like a nice like smoky eye. So we're skipping that, and then we can do like a nice... Oh no, I don't want to do that. We can give her like a nice smoky eye like that. I think that's quite nice. And then some cheeks. That's more like a bronzed up look. And then we can do lips. So Betty's lips definitely look a little bit on the darker side. Like I would even go as far as to say like that, but we can bring the opacity down a little bit. We just want to keep her lips like a little bit darker brownish. But I think that I like that more. And then we can go back into sculpting the body. So we know that Betty is quite lean. But I do think that looking at Betty, Betty definitely has like a pear-shaped body. So like that. So first up, we're gonna look for something like that has like purple tones to it. I like that. We can keep that for now. Even though I think I'm most likely not gonna take that one. But we can keep that for now, and then we can check first the pants, because the pants doesn't always look as good. Like I love this color, like this dark green is exactly kind of what Betty wears in the Sims one, what I saw. And then we can do like these flats that she also wears. Are we doing button up? No, we're doing like sweaters. This is kind of what I had in mind. I think that this is quite like a nice look for Betty. Like it's a little bit casual, but also like a little bit like professional.
Friendship still late. Cosmetics. Ha! Floof? Mushka. Ah. Ushar.
I'm not really sure what we want to do with Betty as an aspiration. Like, maybe Betty wants to be like super romantic. Maybe Betty cares about home. Maybe Betty cares about family. I actually think that that is maybe something I can imagine Betty to have, even popularity. We can do maybe Betty as an outgoing, but that's not the correct animation for Betty. Could Betty be family oriented? We could do Betty as a neat. We're definitely doing the neat one. We can remove the family oriented one. We can do materialistic, because I think that Betty likes some fancy clothes and nice things. Do we make Betty? Let's give her an art lover trait. I haven't had that in a long time. Then we can go into the preferences, or we can do hair color, and I don't really know what is it, red hair or auburn hair or orange. And then the rest we can do that, and then with the rest we can just dislike, just so that there's no confusion. So thank you so much for watching. This was a little bit of a long video, but in the next one we're gonna do the Newbie's house remake from basically the Sims 1 version of their house, but we are just adding a little bit more modern twist to it. So thank you so much, and see you in the next one.